All right. So we are back at it. So let's start by, I think, right down here. And really, you're supposed to kind of come across some of this stuff accidentally, but I will somewhat intentionally head down here. So, ooh, there was a Saurus. I don't want to fight a Saurus yet. Um, hmm. So, ring formed of large and rather unusual looking mushrooms. Oops. This used to be a member of a famous rock group, but it decided to split the scene. Okay. Healer also told us she wanted some mushrooms, so we can grab some of those. And maybe hit her place up on our way back. Ooh, what's this? Beautiful white stag is foraging for food. Maybe I should catch it. You seem to have startled the white stag. That seems reasonable. Ooh, what's this? You follow the stag into this forest corner. You feel as though the eyes of the forest are watching you. The eyes of the forest. You watch the stag, fascinated with this grace and beauty. There is something special about this place. I wonder what that could be. Let's see if we can go get to our stag. The tree woman speaks. I am the Dryad, keeper of the woods. Are you one with the woods? I forget what happens if you say no. You might just lose immediately. Or you may be allowed to come back and answer again, but I don't feel like testing it, so let's say yes. Then you shall aid me, and I shall aid you in your quest. Oh, that's quite helpful, thank you. Bring me a seed from the spore-spitting spirea, or something, I don't know, of the north, that I may plant it elsewhere in order to preserve these rare and magical plants. Okay? Spore spitting. I believe that we saw a flower earlier that was spitting something, so maybe that's what we want. Thus, we become a true friend of the forest. All right, then. Let's go collect our seed of the spore spitting whatever. Spireas. Something. So, where are we? So we have this log here. The roar of the waterfall fills your ears, and a cold spray dampens your face as you approach. Water seems to be trying to fly as it leaps from the mountain above. This looks interesting. A river plunges for more than 100 feet down the face of a cliff. You see slick, vertical cliff walls. A doorway has been built into the side of the cliff. We'll have to find a way inside there at some point, I think. But nothing to do here for now. Let's head up here. And let's go over here. What's this way? Ah, interesting. Gold archery target looks as though it has not been used in quite some time. So you actually can come here and practice your throwing if you want, although really you can do that just out randomly anywhere in the woods. But as a wizard, we have no throwing ability, so we have really no reason to bother. You can see there, stealth, lockpicks, throwing, climbing, all zeros. So let's continue on. Obviously, we're near town, so I believe I said we wanted to step back at the healer's place. Let's knock. Come on in. Well, what can I do for you this time? I'd like to sell you some things. Flowers. Thank you. Here are your silvers. And mushroom. Not that. Mushrooms. These are very nice. I'll dry them and grind them into a powder. I think we get something for it, but I don't remember. And we could go to the town. Mid-morning. Yeah, we'll go tomorrow. Fine. We'll do this now. Hello, sir. I am Heinrich Preferderferdern. I live in town with my daughter Hilde, who sells our produce on Market Street. Hilde. Interesting. Hilde is a bright little filly. Very proud of her. Farmer's Mart. Our stand is in the northeast corner of Spielberg. Obviously, part of the town that we have not gotten to yet. Produce is not of the finest this time of year, but you will not find better than preferred fruit come harvest time. Harvest. We grow fine fruit in our little orchard and sell it at our stand in town. There you will find fresh cherries in the spring, peaches in summer, and apples in the fall. It is truly a sight to see. Excellent. Cool. Tell me about the farm. I can grow enough on this little plot to feed my family and the village. You should see this field during the summer. Not a very large field. Vegetables. A few carrots and potatoes left from last season, but I'm just starting to plant the crops now. In a couple of months, I'll have some cherries. The apples won't ripen until fall. Field. There is much work for me to do now, and I bid you good day. I'm going to keep talking to you, though. Tell us about the brigands. Brigands attacked me a few months ago. I am a very strong fighter, and my hooves are deadly, but there were too many of them. My right leg was broken, and there was no pride for a centaur who cannot run. If it had not been for the unlikely intervention of their leader, I would be dead. Interesting. The leader came up after the brigands attacked me and forced them to stop, ordering them not to hurt people from the town. Very interesting. Then, to my amazement, the leader gave me a healing potion and had me carried to the healer's house. It was hard to judge the leader, whose face was obscured by a large helm, but there was compassion, unlike what one expects from a brigand. The healer. Healer lives just east of here. She is very skilled with potions. Yeah, okay. Centaurs. We centaurs are a very ancient and proud people. Good for you. I'm sorry, I know a little about the Baron and his family. Excellent. Good. I actually thought that the conversation was much longer. But that wasn't nearly as painful as I thought. Alright, so now we have returned, and we have to try and find a way to get this seed, so maybe we can just grab it. The falls are very steep and they look difficult to climb. Get to a good place to climb. This looks like a good place, but apparently there's gravel against a cliff wall, but it looks like your climbing skill could stand some improvement. Perhaps there is some other way to get to your objective, which I think is quite reasonable since we have no ability to climb. However, we do have something which helps us grab things that are out of reach. 19. Okay. Oops. Get into a good position. Lose concentration and spell fades. Have to practice some more. So I think we're at 7, yeah. If I remember correctly, you have to get close to either 14 or 21, something like that. So we'll see how this goes. Lose concentration. It's never a good sign when the spell doesn't go in the direction of where the seed actually is. And there lies the problem. So now we have run out of magic, so we can't cast the spell anymore, but our stamina is full, so we can't sleep. Which means we need to find something else to do, which for me usually means walk around until I find a little goblin to fight, and then after I fight him, take a nap. There we go. So we'll switch to regular combat, and not particularly difficult, particularly with these goblins, but you do need to wait until their shield is down, but they are very, very easy to stun lock like that, where once you get one hit, they are open for another, and you can just run right through them. 3 silver coins. Weak. Weak. Let's see what it'll let us sleep now. Yay. How much can you sleep? That's fair. Too impatient to rest right now. So we'll take whatever magic we just got back and return. Use concentration. So there is a decent amount of these games that involves training and practicing like this, grinding as it were, which actually I really enjoy the combination of the puzzle aspect with the grinding and skill aspect. Although this is one of the few times where I actually find it somewhat frustrating when you're just leveling up this one skill that isn't going to be exceptionally useful to you later on. Yeah, I can just do this right now. Oop, that's the one that was got I wanted to look at. Oh, I missed him. That was good. Mean look as I prepare for battle. Oops. Okay. So, again, you can see as soon as he is hit, he's really in just this stun lock position where he's trapped, and as long as you time things right, he's not going anywhere. Oops. So really the problem with the goblins, and what makes this training zone difficult at times, is you can see my stamina dropping. And again, if that hits 0, then you just die. So you do have to keep an eye on that as you fight, because each swing drops your stamina, and it doesn't matter if you hit or miss, it'll still cost you stamina points. Of course, Slav was a big loser at the poker game. He didn't have any, he didn't even have lunch money. 4 silvers. Tucked in his tunic. He has no use for the silvers anymore, so into your pocket they go. Alright, so let's see. My ability to fight has got, sorry, strength has gone up by about 5. Weapon use has gone up a little bit, which I think increases the amount of damage you do, or maybe increases your hit percentage, or both. Agility and vitality have both gone up a little bit, which is very helpful for increasing our stamina. You can see our stamina is quite low at 5 right there, so very much we're in risk of dying if we were to get into a fight. So we will sleep. It's midday. Okay. Sleep. And maybe just a little more. Nope. Alright. Sure. Rarely much of an issue so long as you're fighting a single goblin. One thing that you can do is work on your... I forgot how bad our health is at this point. But you can work on your dodging there as well, which are those 2 buttons on either side. I showed you a little bit. 2 silver... Wow, everyone is so poor. Come on, goblins. But it's a good way to train up your stamina as well as... Okay. As well as the other aspects of your fighting strength and whatnot. Sunset approaches. You let me sleep again? Alright. So let's use up what mana we have. After this, we'll most likely sleep for the night, and as I said before, we are unlikely to spend any more nights in the inn, and the reason for that is because we have a much better and cheaper place where we can sleep. If you try to sleep outside overnight in this game, you will die. If you sleep for 1 hour at a time, you can move around and you won't get as much of your stats restored, but you can survive. Or if you try to do the overnight sleep, you just simply perish. In the later games, there are some addendums to that, which we'll see. Let's see where we are at there. 17. Okay, so I think it's 20 or 21, I believe is when. Alright. Let's see if they'll just let us. Since I purchased, so I think we'll probably be able to just sleep. Excellent. So we can stay here, and we are safe. Sleep comfortably among the fragrant flowers. We awaken as the sun begins to rise. So it was yesterday in the game that we ate this fruit, and I'm pretty sure if I'll try, your hunger has been totally satisfied. You don't need another piece of fruit, so no need for any more food at this point. And yeah, fully restored all of our stats. I don't know if it will continue to fully restore you as you get later in the game, and your stats increase a little bit, but it increases certainly much better than the night at the inn did. And another brigand. So I believe, not necessarily this attempt, but in this round of magic, we should catch this. Although the higher your skill in any given thing gets, the slower the rate of increases. And probably once we catch this, we will end the video for now. So, once we have this seed, we'll be able to take it back to the Dryad, and she very vaguely informed us that she will then help us on our quest. And what that means, we don't really know. However, there is still a lot of exploring to do all over the map, so still a lot of stuff for us to see. Excellent. So, hover above the spore that has the seed and snag it. So, actually I will take it to the Dryad before we end the video. Place the seed into your pack. And now they're all sad. Well, I believe if we come back later, they have a new seed, so don't feel too badly about it. Actually, I think I have to go down farther. And we have returned. Another option for getting the seed is to just simply slaughter the plants, and then you'll come give the Dryad the seed, and when you tell her that you destroy the plants, she gets mad and turns you into one. Have you brought the seed I requested? Yes, I have. You drop the seed into the Dryad's limbs. Now this will boldly grow where none has grown before. I think that's supposed to be a Star Trek reference, or it's just accidental. Heed now my words, friend of the forest, and heed them well. Friend, you must know that there is an evil in this valley which perverts the ways of nature. Prophecy says that a hero will bring a young human from out of this darkness. If you are the one to accomplish this task, there is a potion to break enchantments, which the healer can make for you. Okay, so I'll have to talk to the healer about a potion to break enchantments. You must gather these ingredients. Flowers from Arana's piece. Green fur. Okay, I'll have to find something green. Fairy dust. I'm not sure we're going to find any fairies. A magic acorn. And flying water. Okay. Farewell, friend. I must return to my concentration. May the forest forever surround you. You see an acorn fall slowly to the ground. And you want to make sure not to forget to pick up this little acorn. You pick up the Dryad's gift of a magic acorn. Wonderful. Alright, so I think we will save this video for, and we will come back next time.